Hi everyone, this is Wyatt from the Defense Politics Asia. Just a quick update on before the war start fighting again in Ukraine for the day 2 of the campaign. So just to sum up what happened over the past 24 hours, Russian forces have made quite a bit of progress. So we for me, I put it over there are 5 different fronts. So we have the Donbas front, the Crimean front, Sumy front, Kiev front, and Kharkiv front. So these are the 5 main areas that the Russian forces is actually operating in. Uh, let's start from the one that is the oldest, which is the Donbas, the Luhansk and Donetsk. Uh, there is not a lot of progress on this side. Because the lines over here are pretty much very well entrenched by the Ukrainian forces over the past 8 years. So because of all the trenches and all the defenses that is already in place, it's not easy for the Russian forces and the two newly independent republic militias to actually make a breakthrough. We have official reports from the Ukrainian side that they have made this, they have taken Shestia, and there's also reports of Starobil being held, and also Ukraine Defense Ministry also reported that they have secured Mariupol. So currently, all these 3 cities are still in Ukrainian hands. There are some progress by the Russian side, uh, where they took Mykolaiivka, and there's another town or village that they have taken, but I cannot find on the map. So, and on this side, previously, this entire area is under Ukrainian control. So, I believe that the Russians have actually moved in and actually taken over this part. They are sieging Starobil, but so far no success. And let's go to Kharkiv. The Kharkiv front, the forces actually moved in. I cannot remember from which side, and then they were on the northeast side. They're sieging from the northeast side, and there are reports of paratroopers on the northwest. Uh, there's not much other reports other than Kharkiv actually is holding very well against the Russians. Very heavy fighting. So as you can see in terms of all the fronts, Kharkiv is the one that is really got stuck. And on the Sumy front, uh, the city of Sumy is taken by the Russians, and they were moving south, but they are unable to break the I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Oktayaka. Uh, so so I so this area is still under Ukrainian, but then the chairman of the who is it called chairman of the regional state and the Sunni regional state admin chairman reported that Konotop is actually encircled, and he also reported that Russian equipment is actually moving towards Kiev. So if it's moving towards Kiev, this is likely the main road, and they will probably linked up with the forces of the Kiev front. So from the Kiev front, the operation yesterday was started actually at this tri-border area. So this is Belarus, this is Russia, and this is Ukraine. And at this tri-junction, as you can see here, this tri-junction, the Russian forces moved in from this junction. So the reports that Russia attacked from that means have a land invasion from Belarus may not actually be correct, because at this point you can actually say that they're actually invading from Russia as well. So they moved through they taken Chernihiv, and they have moved all the way to have taken Brovary, and they are sieging Kiev. Of significance is that Antonov International Airport is actually taken by the Russians, and around 5 hours ago, Chernobyl, the area Chernobyl where we have the nuclear disaster. So you can actually see the where is it? So this entire area is the Chernobyl area. Can't find the power station, but this area is taken. Not sure why is it so significant. The Ukrainian president said that Russia intends to break the containment of the nuclear leak so that to create a environmental disaster. I personally do not think this is to be the case, because this will also affect Russia. So I don't think this is a plan, unless the West push Putin into doing something silly like that. Most likely, I don't think so, because this is currently under Russian control. The people that will be affected is themselves. But importantly is the taking of Antonov Airport, because taking this airport would means that the Russians will be able to reinforce faster through air transport. A few hours ago, there's a huge explosion over Kiev. The explosion is so huge that it seems like a transport plane that got hit. Might be a transport plane that's flying towards here. I don't think it's a fighter. There are reports also saying that it might actually be a cruise missile that was shot down, but the explosion was really huge. So not too sure what is the truth at the moment. So Kiev is still holding, but we're not sure if it's going to be able to hold for another day. And so if you go through the social media, you have seen some epic the helicopter flying over the water, and then they dodge anti-air a surface-to-air missile, probably a manpad, and then all the helicopter fires all the flares in a spectacular way. It's likely to be this area, just off Kiev. And the other front is the Crimean front. This side of the conflict had the least resistance from the Ukrainian. The Russians moved very quickly through the Crimea side all the way up, and then they passed Kherson rather early yesterday. And so there are videos of Russian vehicles and tanks moving across this bridge, and we have good reasons to believe that Mykolaiv had fallen to the Russians, because there is a video from within Mykolaiv of showing Russian tanks and vehicles moving, and then a few hours ago, all the live feed within Mykolaiv went dark. So that is rather unusual. So we have good reasons to believe that Mykolaiv has fallen, and this would create some strategic issue for the Ukrainians, because from Mykolaiv they can actually cross the bridge and move quickly for Odessa, or they can actually go towards the hometown of the Ukrainian president, to Kryvyi through this road, or they can move up, or they can actually go through here and to Dnipro, linked up with Kharkiv front, and then encircle all the forces that is currently besieging Donetsk and Lugansk. So this massive encirclement would be disastrous for the Ukrainian forces, and because I think there's a lot of troops by the Ukrainians being placed around here, because I don't think Ukraine have expected a land invasion from Russia. Similarly, at Defense Politics Asia, we had not expected Russians to do a direct invasion from Russian land into Ukraine. Because if you look at the Georgian conflict, the Russian invasion into Georgian land is through the the newly declared independent republics, and it was not directly through the Russian border. So this time round in this Ukrainian conflict, the Russians seems to do way more than what they have done during the Georgian conflict. Looks like Putin is really pissed with Zelensky, so that's rather bad for Ukraine. So this created a multiple front situation for Ukraine, and it's looking really bad. I did not include all the missiles and artillery attacks and airstrikes across Ukraine because that will flood the entire map. And generally speaking, while it's significant, but strategically speaking, without land forces, you can't really hold ground, and things that are destroyed can be repaired. So it's not very meaningful. So we focus on this. You can actually catch this on defensepoliticsasia.com/Ukraine. We have the point of views, what is said by Putin, by the Ministry of Defense, by Zelensky, Joe Biden. We have all the news, some of the news that we report on this conflict on Ukraine. And you can also take a look at this map. You can actually click, and then you can see some of the descriptions, like Russian troops spotted in Kherson. You can actually click through, and then you can actually see some of the evidence. It's not exhaustive, but most of the things we did not post onto the map. Mainly it's not to flood the map with too much information, because we mainly just want to see the strategic situation on the ground. And I hope this quick update will give you a good sense of what is happening in Ukraine right now after day 1. Day 2 is about to start in Ukraine. So currently it's early morning in Ukraine, probably around 5 a.m. And I think the day 2 of the campaign by the Russians is going to start very, very soon. So I hope as few people would die as possible. Hopefully there's a better way to resolve this situation. Hopefully this conflict by Putin and Russia over Ukraine would be a limited war and really ends with the taking of Donetsk and Luhansk, and not cause so much death and destruction in Ukraine. But of course, given the level of military action, this looks like Russia and Putin is looking to do a regime change in Ukraine. So that's why Kyiv is one of the major place that Russia is actually trying to get to conquer. And with Kharkiv, the second biggest city in Ukraine, Russia might want to absorb it. I'm not sure. So it's looking really bad. And for the Crimean, Odessa, all these are all Russian speaking people, and there might be a case where they will all be conquered and put together with Crimea, or make it into a new republic or whatever. It's looking really bad for Ukraine, to be honest. And we are not going to be expecting NATO forces or United States forces or even United Kingdom forces to actually enter with boots on the ground to help to defend Ukraine, because that would only expand the conflict into a regional war, which I think NATO or European countries are unlikely to dare to do that, because many of the European countries are actually very dependent on the trade, especially on energy with Russia. So whatever punishment they can put on Russia would be rather limited. So this is the update for the Ukrainian war, and I do visit the website I will try to update as much as I can, and please subscribe and like this video so that we can actually build this YouTube channel into something bigger. and then hopefully we can get monetized and we can actually do more to help to bring more information to the world. Thank you very much.